My city is burning down, Danny, and this is the energy you're bringing to me?
Yeah, because I've already said this. That I think it's mostly your fault. Mostly.
Okay, what about you believe the rumor that I was in my Challenger smoking a cigar, rolling down PCH with Brando?
Yeah.
And I decided to throw the cigar out.
Yes.
Irresponsibly, of course, during fire season.
I think that is the most plausible explanation for the fires. I'm hearing a lot, Leo. I'm hearing Karen Bass. I'm hearing empty aquifers. I'm hearing no sweeping of the forest.
Yeah.
I'm hearing DEI in the fire department. I think you, after getting sucked by a fat woman,
okay, why would she have
County,
to give me? If I was around the Palisades, it's possible that she wasn't fat.
Leo,
right?
She was over 50 and had put on a few pounds. And because I know you only smoke cigars after you get blown, and you're in that mind frame. You're very loosey goosey, and you're prone to throwing them out the window. Leo started the fire. I won't hear another word about it.
Well, where you're supposed to ash, huh? Where you're supposed to? I don't have an asher in my car. Even if I did, I don't want the smell to linger.
Your car's old enough, I would assume you'd have an ashtray in there.
Oh, man, dude. The Challenger is timeless.
I just got rid of my Sable like a month ago, and I'm already talking shit about
now
your car.
You got a Tesla? You're one of these Tesla douches now? You go screw yourself. Listen, buddy, hopefully there's no video of me throwing a cigar out in the Palisades around that time. But look, if I apologize, okay? If I did cause there's some structures that went down. I did cause some harm.
Yeah, you killed some people, Leo.
No, okay, yeah, we can watch a video. I have an ABC video about the Monday morning today of the most recent death toll, which I think is like 24 or something.
Okay, well, I hope you're proud. I mean, you've got a higher body count than most sergeants in the Marine Corps these days.
Are you blaming me for the Eaton fires too? Because that's where most of the deaths have come from. The Eaton fires, which are way further. Had nothing to do with that. I couldn't have been in two places at once.
I'm blaming you for the Eaton, the Sunset, and the Palisades fire.
How does that make any sense,
Leo? Because if we put up a map and we put pins in locations where you had recently received oral from women, I think they would perfectly correspond to the ignition points on these fires.
Oh my God.
I think the LAFD needs to look into this. They need to map out your latest sexual conquests, and I think it'll be a perfect overlay on top of the fires.
I'm going to be honest right now. I have been blown in each one of the quadrants that are up in flames right now.
In the past week, too, I bet.
At least one of them in the past week, yes. I would say one of them in the past week, yes. But that is not an admission of guilt. That is not an admission of guilt.
I don't need the admission of guilt. I know you're guilty.
You would not be able to I don't think you could get me in court, okay? I don't think that you would be able to have the sufficient evidence in court, okay?
Leo,
I know this is one of those things, it's like 50 years from now, it's going to be like the O.J. Simpson thing, like everyone knows Leo started the fire. Like he was getting blown. Like everyone's going to talk about that one day, but now but not yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leo, my charisma would overpower any sort of evidence or due process or guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt required to prosecute you. This is what I would do. I'd go in there and I would just grab one of the jurors by the jowls. I would break the fourth wall that's supposed to keep the jury safe. I would just fucking grab one of them and I'd hold up a Polaroid of a baby that died in the fire.
Oh my God. You'd do that.
And then I'd point. And then you know what I'd do? I'd pull up Google and I would share with the jury your history of workplace harassment.
Oh.
And I would let them connect the fucking dots.
Never been proven. All right. So right there already, they're going to read the article and they're going to go, well, workplace. It was a comment on Instagram. That's strange. That doesn't seem like workplace harassment.
Then why did Universal let you go then?
Did they let me go?
Yeah,
no, I resigned.
Okay.
The paperwork says I resigned.
It was
did
a
they
mandatory.
Force me to resign?
Yep.
No, I'm not going to comment on that now since you're going to take me to court.
Yeah.
You're going to take me to court now, so I'm not going to comment if it was forced or not. The truth of the matter is I had resigned. That's the facts. Those are the facts. Now listen.
From a job you loved so much, you showed up in a blackout 2 years later and you harassed your replacement. Doesn't sound like a resignation to me. That was done by your own volition.
Well, now I'm 8 tequilas deep. Maybe you shouldn't have told me that he was taking my pussy, okay? Because that's the only thing I care about. And you said he was taking it. And I got, not violent, but I got a little frisky.
And maybe when you're 8 tequilas deep, you shouldn't drive, one, and you definitely shouldn't throw lit cigars out the window.
Well, listen, I need you, my publicist.
Let me answer that phone. Let me answer it. Let me talk to him.
Mitch, we're on the pod.
Hey, Mitch, Leo started the fires. Leo started all the fires.
Oh, my God.
So you might want to tweet about it or call the LAPD or whoever.
Oh.
Yeah, bro. I think he's trying to get that lithium grab real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Leo, are you pulling the same strategy the banks are pulling in Ukraine? Are you trying to buy up cheap land?
I am a Tesla stockholder, okay, and I do have some interest in lithium, okay.
Mitch, tell me about the lithium deposits. Are they in the Palisades?
Yeah, it's confirmed now. Let me see here. What does it say? They're saying it's Maui 2.0. Lithium plant discovered Los Angeles fire officials in fire areas.
Damn it,
all right.
dude.
Well, Leo,
Wasn't
as
supposed to
Tesla
come out.
stockholders, there is a silver lining here.
Yeah.
And I don't mind what you did now, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't mind what you did.
Yeah, of course. It was for us.
Mitch, this is great news. This has turned around my outlook on the entire thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, well, thank you, Mitch.
Cool.
I'm sorry, we got to keep podcasting, but thanks for the bright news, buddy.
Yeah, go podcast. All right.
Thank you, man.
Later.
Dude, yeah. So, listen, I need you to be my friend right now, and act like a publicist. What do I do when this comes out? Okay, I was getting blown in. Let's just say hypothetically, I don't want to admit to anything because of the court trial, but let's say hypothetically, I was getting blown in the Palisades, and I had to drive back home, and I'd have a tendency to do a celebratory cigar.
Yeah.
Once I do get blown. And yes, Brando was with me because he is the best wingman I know.
I hope you brought him into the house and you didn't leave him in the hot car.
I would never do that. It was not hot because the fire hadn't started. God, I shouldn't be saying this. But the fire hadn't started
Sure,
yet.
but I mean, still, I see signs all the time where, like, it's 70 degrees outside, it's 90 degrees inside the car.
Let's watch a video about the latest on the fires. Let's get a little serious, okay? 24 people died, Danny.
Let's do
God
it.
damn it.
Yeah, it sucks. Dude, Leo and I love LA.
I
We
know.
are not rooting for this, but
Nah, this is crazy, man.
it's just our job to be fucking dicks. I mean, when it broke out in the Hollywood Hills, it looked like the entire horseshoe of mountains circling LA were going to burn, which would have, I don't know what that would have done to, it wouldn't have been LA anymore.
No.
It would have been like downtown and mid-city, and that would have killed the allure of this town, and would have been so depressing. Yeah,
no, it is just it seems, I mean, it's weird to put in perspective growing up here, but it's like one of the nicest places like anyone's ever been to. Like, it's always like, if you go to the Palisades and just walk around.
So the Palisades in particular is one of the nicest places anybody's ever been to.
Literally, yeah.
Okay.
It's just one of the most beautiful towns in, I think, the world. I mean, you could say, I think most people would agree that in the world. Anyway,
I've never been to the Palisades. I never spent any time there.
Yeah. No, you would have liked it. But it's going to be rebuilt, so, it's going to be probably pretty cool when it comes back out on the other side. But it's wild how many structures. Let's watch this because there's some good facts that they bring to the table here. So let's mirror. I am looking for
Leo rolling the dice on the mirroring.
Roll the dice, dude. No, I got it set up. I silenced some notifications.
There better not be a selfie of you last Tuesday morning with a cigar, a pair of shades on, and Brando in the backseat of the car. That better not be a thing.
What if that? Oh my God, that picture exists in my phone, and I'm actually terrified. I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi. Do I need to be on the Wi-Fi for this?
Is it not coming up?
Not yet. Oh, there it is. Yeah, ring chip. Yeah, gotcha.
There you go. You're
Okay. All right, here we go.
And an update now on the wildfires burning in LA County. The death toll now 24, 8 from the Palisades, 16 from the east. At least 16 people are missing, with countless injuries being reported. Firefighters closer to containing the Hearst fire, that's at 89%. In the meantime, it's a race against time to contain the Palisades and Eaton fires, both now several thousands of acres large, very little containment. And there's an urgent new warning about heavy winds that could make fire conditions even worse as the death toll has risen.
I saw that this morning.
More than 100,000 people still under mandatory evacuation orders.
And Governor Newsom is deploying another 1,000 National Guard members to the fire zone. So the concern now is the next 24 to 48 hours. ABC's Doreen Shaw has the latest.
This morning, firefighters in Southern California bracing for conditions to worsen. Forecasters have issued a rare warning, a PDS, or particularly dangerous situation, saying powerful winds this week could threaten new communities in the disaster zone.
The vegetation is still very, very dry. So that leaves a recipe to produce some very critical fire conditions.
I guess a terrible public speaker.
70 miles per hour are expected today.
Fa.
Since last week, fierce winds have turned wildfires into infernos, leveling entire neighborhoods. The fires have burned more than 12,000 homes and other buildings, making them likely the most destructive fires in U.S. history. In the Pasadena area,
In U.S. history.
39,000 structures are still under threat from the Eaton fire.
It was a nightmare.
Jeffrey and
Want to
Cheryl
pause it?
Booth
Yeah, we good?
spotted the Eaton
Yeah, that was.
fire
Yeah,
at
that's exactly. Yeah,
So this is my breakdown of the situation. I was getting a bunch of crap hauled out of my old apartment on Tuesday morning, and in the LA Times, there was a huge front page article about fire danger because of the high winds. The winds were purgatory-esque. It's windy in purgatory, right?
I believe so.
According to Dante. But you went outside, it's just that annoying wind where sand is getting kicked up in your eyeballs, and my car was covered in dust and leaves and shit, and I was just like, this is going to be a crappy day. I go up to get some Chipotle because I was just eating out while I was moving, so I didn't want to have to worry about cooking and cleaning pots and
Best
pans.
bang for your buck. Chipotle, yeah.
Chipotle is always great. And the Chipotle by my old apartment is up on the top of a parking garage, and you get pretty good vantage over Santa Monica all the way to the Hollywood side.
Yeah, we've talked about almost that place being like you could bring a date to that Chipotle. It's the view so good.
If you're going to do it somewhere, that's...
Yeah.
And Leo, for you, I wouldn't recommend taking the kind of girls you bring around
yeah?
to a nice restaurant where you could be seen by people in high society.
Oh, yeah?
I think that Mid-City Chipotle would be perfect for the kinds of throat puppets you are into.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, unless she gets a little bit too much parsley in her Chipotle or,
What does that
goes
do?
heavy on the greens.
What is it? What
It's
does that
gonna
do?
get stuck in her teeth.
Okay,
Okay.
I thought it makes her shit or something. You were going to
Oh,
sock
God,
my
Jesus.
I thought you
There's
were
no
implying you're going to
sodomy
sodomize.
involved. You said it's strictly blowjobs, man.
Yeah, it's true.
And
It's true.
that is, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that is a good date place for a blowjob. Yeah, no, I mean that's a good point. Why do we have to bring it back to the blowjobs? Okay,
And
so
I was going into the Chipotle, Leo, on the top level, and I saw it was probably an hour after the fire had ignited out there, wherever it ignited. It was so this was probably also an hour and 15 minutes after you'd gotten sucked and drove away.
Okay.
And you'd lit up your cigar. So I see just this massive gray tower of smoke coming over the hills near Santa Monica and Westwood. And at that point, I still thought maybe that's just, maybe a mall is going up, maybe a warehouse, maybe even a McDonald's is just blown out from smoke and fire, and that's what's causing this. And then you get home and just immediately I'm being inundated on X and in the LA Times with, no, an entire community in LA is 100% burning down. Like the entire neighborhood.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Some a realtor told me it might be like 70. This is a guy who has because nobody really knows what percentage of the Palisades is gone, but he said like 70%.
Okay, that's lower than that's better than I thought. I thought it was 99%.
Yeah, but I think the best properties in the Palisades, or a lot of the best properties, ocean views. I mean, they're literally like flat pads with ocean views. They're like the most amazing properties you could buy in Los Angeles. A lot of people would argue that it's probably better even than Beverly Hills. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the air quality is better.
Air quality is better.
That matters to a lot of people in LA because LA has the worst air quality in the United States.
Yes.
Official.
Yes.
The
And now
problem-
it's just a tad worse right now.
Well, right now it's actually beautiful. It's very strange, but in LA the last 2 days, with these fires still raging, only 13% containment on the Palisades fire, the air is beautiful, and it must have moved up well into the San Fernando Valley where we can't see it.
Yeah, I think you know what I mean. Windy days, like historically in my life growing up here, clear days are the clearest days in Los Angeles. In the winter, windy days, that's when the views. Like I've lived on some properties with some nice views. The views get unbelievable because the smog kind of gets kicked out of there when it's really windy.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe we should do what they do in China, what they did in Shanghai, which is giant fans just blowing out all the smog. That's what they do.
Wow.
And they've helped, and because they went electric a lot, they've actually now their air quality is not bad in Shanghai.
That's wild.
If you're a contractor, by the way, out somewhere else, I'd say come to Los Angeles the next. I would say in a year there's going to be,
Especially if you're a gay contractor.
yeah. If you're, I'll tell you. If you've had jobs in the Palisades, probably like let's say you did you built a home in the Palisades, I feel like having clientele in the Palisades is just going to make you probably wealthy in the next 5 years.
I guess one of the trends, though, and I texted you about this right away, is when these houses all burn down, I was like, rents and housing prices in LA are about to skyrocket because what did they say? 10,000 houses burned down in the Palisades, or am I way off?
I think. Yeah,
Maybe fact check me on that.
Yeah, you could.
Jeff.
You could. Yeah, ChatGPT or something.
But if you think about that,
no, it is something.
The
like that.
average price of the houses that burned down, I think, was $4 million. So if there are 10,000 people with, I'm assuming if you live in the Palisades, your entire net worth isn't tied up in your house. You're probably pretty wealthy, or you're either, most of them are getting insurance money, which is a whole other problem that's happening. A good amount of them are getting insurance money, or they have other investments that they have wealth from. So more than 12,000 homes. So 12,000 millionaires are now loose on LA looking to rent homes or buy homes, which is going to have such a gnarly effect on the real estate value of this city.
Yeah, I saw somebody putting like the word out where you can, there's a number or something to call for price gouging.
Yeah.
Which is
as if the California government is in any position right now to track down the same detective who investigates the rapes is going to track down the price gougers.
Yeah, it's a guy. It's they're like, try talking to an Armenian who's like, what do you mean? There's a fucking fire, bro. Of course I'm going to charge more. What do you want me? Everyone asking to come? Yes.
Yeah.
It's 500 more. I'm sorry. This is how it is.
Yeah, I mean the California government can't put out the fires and save people's homes, but they're going to go prosecute people whose their rent on their properties happened to go up after the fire. It's absurd. And it's a violation of free market principles. That's what's happening with fire insurance here. I kind of was led to believe that the insurers were just assholes and pulled out. I guess there's an umbrella government body in California that regulates how much insurance companies can charge, and they're not letting these insurance companies raise their prices high enough to make it feasible for them to insure these houses. And therefore, because of this government oversight committee, that's why the insurance companies are bouncing.
Gotcha.
So just regulating the free market, stopping price, supply and demand. A bunch of rich people don't have they don't have homes anymore. There's a ton of them. They want houses. We can't build any more houses here. The demand for houses is going to go way up. And that's going to mean the prices go up. That Karen Bass is going to fight that phenomenon is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I saw my favorite meme from it that you made me think about right now, mentioning the insurance company, was a picture of that black guy from State Farm, right? And then it said, where this enter at when you need them. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good meme.
That's
dude.
a good meme.
That's a good meme, dude.
Yeah, Jay from State Farm.
Yeah. Where is he at, man? When you need him?
Yeah, he's hanging out with Jackson Mahomes, sexually assaulting girls.
Yeah.
Oh, and his brother plays for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is his brother. The kid's innocent as a dandelion.
I think he got off pretty good, too.
Yeah, he got off.
Sure,
dude.
yeah.
That's Roger Goodell probably made a little donation to that girl's, pocketbook.